Okay. Hi. We are we are live here again on StreamYard with Jesse, and we are trying a new format here. But Dr. H, or Dr. Jessica Hehmeyer, is leading Weight Loss Mastery 101, which is a course that's going to be starting April 21st. And we wanted to jump on today and talk about a few points that she will be covering and give you a little additional information about the course itself. And I don't know if that is on the banner, but I had this banner there we go, should be going. Okay, so now we're in business. So my first question, Jess, is we're very excited, but how do we lose weight sustainably and still have our chocolate and that we can eat too? Okay.
That is a great question, Theresa. And I want to thank you and the fabulous Citywide Super Slow team for partnering with me on this. I'm super excited to be um, delivering this course, and I'm really committed that people have, the outcomes they're able to produce are truly transformative, rock their world. And to circle back and answer your question about how to lose weight and eat your chocolate too, that's a really great question. And fundamentally speaking, it is a game of mastering the middle ground. And what I mean is, for those of you who are listening who have struggled to achieve and sustain a weight that has you feel your best, look your best, and really simply put, be your best in the world, if you reflect on when you've been your highest and when you've been your lowest, you'll probably see a reliable, duplicable, all or nothing approach. In other words, you've been all in, you've done the whole 30, and then you've been all out. And you've done whatever you wanted. And, there's nothing right or wrong about that approach. It's just simply put ineffective, right? And ineffective at having you achieve a weight and sustain it. And so the game of being able to master weight, to live from a place of sustained and empowered weight outcomes, is really fundamentally a journey of mastering the middle ground. And it really takes something, because that is not the quote unquote normal way to operate, right? Everyone probably is, who struggled with their weights, certainly is really marinating in what I like to call the force field of all or nothing. Food is good or bad, right or wrong, all these different things that really don't serve a commitment to be freed up in this area and reliably have the outcomes that matter most to you.
Wow, that is so powerful, because how many Mondays start with, "Oh my gosh, I'm going on a diet?" And how many times, like you just said, have we said, "Okay, back to the whole 30 or back to the
Right.
whatever, paleo?" And a couple of the things that resonated with me is you talk about kindness with yourself and honesty with
Yes.
yourself, and those are things that people maybe don't talk about too often. So what's up with that?
Yes, great question. What's up with that, right? If you look at, diet blogs, if you look at diet books, if you look at weight loss programs, none of them are talking about the 5 essential things people need to master. Really, I've yet to come across any that do. And the first one on that list of things that people must master, if they have struggled in this area and they're committed to triumphing in not just achieving a weight, but sustaining it from a place of empowerment and self-love, is an ability to be both kind and honest. And what I mean by that is, typically people are so, entrenched in judgment and the experience of shame around food and their body, that either they have the option of being kind to themselves and not looking, right? Don't look at the scale. Don't pay attention to what I'm eating. Don't think about how what I'm eating is affecting how I feel, all those different things. Or they have the option of being honest and radically unkind to themselves, just beating themselves up and feeling defeated and ashamed. And at a certain point, most people, decide that they're done with beating themselves up, right? And so they just, get resigned that they can't have the outcomes they're committed to because they're not willing to be so darn mean to themselves. And really, it's not an either or conundrum, right? It is one of the things that we will be working on in this course, is really getting people, giving people the ability to access being both kind and honest, being able to produce the outcomes that matter most from a place of self-love, from a place of empowerment, and really, fundamentally from a love of this life and the people you get to share it with.
Oh, that's so great. And so my last question is, this is, I see it, I've known you for a long time, and I know you've always been very honest in saying that it's a shift, it's a paradigm shift. It's how do people get there if they've been trying all these years to do diet after diet and maintain their weight? I mean, you just talked about finding the middle ground, but when that happens one time, how do they make it happen again and again and again?
I will say, like, join the course, right? Participate in the course, because that structure and that coaching and that guidance,
Mm.
just like, I get on the leg press with you, Theresa,
Mhm.
if I get in the leg press and you're not next to me, I promise I'm not going to push as much weight. Even though I'm going to try hard, I really will. I'm just not going to succeed like I will with you next to me. And I know that. And that's why I don't do that. I lean on you, right?
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
so, part of it is really gaining the skill set, right? Gaining the distinctions and the keys, those 5 essentials that we're going to be tackling in this course. And then being in an environment, and I am part of that environment, that helps you, really radically transform the conversations you're having with yourself, the conversations you're having with others, and most importantly, the actions that become available out of those conversations, right? New conversations themselves, they don't produce new outcomes. You can, write a book about your good intentions, but if you never act on them, it's, just a fairy tale. And I'm committed that, there are no fairy tales. I want people to have the outcomes and live aligned with them from a place of empowerment.
I read a testimonial from one of your clients who had, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I don't know what it was, but he lost a significant amount of weight. So that, of course, was over time. But I can't imagine how that must feel for you to see someone have that kind of success. And what kind of changes did you see in that person? I don't know
Yeah.
if you can talk about it, but changes that you saw in terms of their experiences and their transformation.
Yeah, well, it really, I'm not exaggerating when I say it moves me to tears. It moves me to tears
Hmm.
because, it's like, it's only somewhat about that number on the scale. Yes, it's about the number of the scale, but it's really about what it becomes available. The gentleman who you're talking about, he was, diabetic and, about close to 200 pounds overweight, and the quality of his life was not, he was not living the life of his dreams. And so ultimately his triumph in this area, what he's able to do and who he knows himself to be, it's unbelievable. It's so cool. And so what are some of the keys for him were really foundationally, getting what it was costing him to stay where he was, right? Oftentimes people think about the changes they're going to have to make and their mind goes to, oh, are you going to make me give that up, right? Are you going to make me give up my ice cream? Are you going to make me give up my pasta, whatever it is, right? And I just start with, I can't make you do anything. There's actually nothing I can make you do. And if we pretend there is, which is what most of the weight loss programs live in, is this, pretend world where we can make you do something. It's just a matter of time before revolt against me, revolt against yourself, whatever. So ultimately, so much of the work is helping people to really get to a profound relationship to the question, what are you saying no to? Are you saying no to the health and vitality and really living the life you envision, living the life of your dreams? I don't mean to be, I'm not trying to, overstate what becomes available. Really, for, people who are struggling in this area, the life that they know they were meant to lead is just not available until they master this. So, really having people look at, what are you saying? You're always saying no to something, so it's not to say you can never have a scoop of ice cream again. It's not to say you can never have, a piece of pizza, whatever. None of that is true, right? There is some resiliency in your body. And there's a consistency of your choices that's required to produce a new outcome, and a consistency of those choices over time, consistency consistently over time, that is required to sustain outcomes. So, part of that is really helping people see, okay, I want you to be at choice in what you're saying no to. If you're going to, say no to the pizza or the beer or whatever, I want you to be in the driver's seat saying no to that because you're saying yes to something else. And, choosing your no's is one of the most powerful things that people really, allows people to produce new outcomes.
Yeah, that's so exciting. I just feel like you can almost feel the momentum build as you're talking about it, because we don't like the word momentum at Super Soul, but we do. I think that is probably a good thing in your world. Well, this has been so helpful. And, I forgot when we first started talking about this, we have such a great video of you at Super Slow doing the chin machine. So, and for anybody that wants to see Dr. Jessie, I'm going to put her up. We have a Facebook Live post of her doing impeccable form on the assisted chin machine not that long ago. So she walks the walk and talks the talk for sure. And I'll put that up there so everybody can see. So your fan base will get larger for sure when they see it.
Awesome.
Okay.
That sounds great.
And so I put the banner is here for anyone that wants to sign up for Weight Loss Mastery. It is starting on Wednesday, April 21st at 5 o'clock until 6:30. It'll run those next 3, so a total of 4 Wednesday evenings. In addition to that, they will receive a one-on-one consultation with Dr. Jessie, and they will get 3 Citywide Super Slow sessions if they're in town. Can't beat that. Or virtually if you're out of town. And I think that the email is there. If you have questions or anything, they can just reach out and talk and get in touch with you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And for anyone who's, interested, but on the fence, not sure, all those kind of things, by all means, please send an email. I'll share with you my assistants, we at wellempowered.com. And Allie and Aaron are my 2 fabulous assistants who will be taking care of you there, but we can schedule time for, a 30-minute Zoom conversation. And I'm happy to answer any questions you have and really just help you look to answer the question for yourself. Is this the right, next step for me?
Terrific. Well, I look forward to it. Thank you for making the time to do this. We'll get that Facebook of you up on our Citywide Super Slow page. And thanks again. We'll get together and chat soon. Okay.
Awesome. Thank
Take
you so
care.
much. Lisa. Goodbye.
Thanks. Bye now. Take care.
You too.